Greetings everyone. Today in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to create the Port Scanner graphical user interface part 1, but we will be doing command line interface at this section. So first of all, what is Port Scanner? A Port Scanner is like the digital detective of the cyber world, snooping around to find the open ports of any computer system or network. So what is the purpose of the Port Scanner? First of all, it helps to audit the network. It accesses the network posture of the network. And second one is identify the open ports. It finds the active port on a server or a network devices. And service detection. It helps to determine which service is running on what port. So troubleshooting and policy verification. It helps to implement the policies as well, and vulnerability analysis. So what to watch out for? First of all, get the permission, always secure written authorization. Secondly, know the law, understand local and international scanning regulations for using Port Scanner. Number 3, avoid aggressive scan. And number 4, limit scope. So here is the demo of the working code. First of all, let's create the folder for our project, and that will be Port Scanner. Okay, so you can use any type of code editor you like, and what I'm going to use is I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's drag and drop here. Okay, so this is my code editor, and I'm going to code this Port Scanner on this VS Code. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the terminal. So here it is. Here is my terminal. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just create the virtual environment, and I'm going to activate it. We will be using this virtual environment a lot of in our other project in near future, because a virtual environment isolates all of your projects, all of your dependency and libraries to that specific project only. Okay, so if you want to use another libraries for the another project, you need to install it in your computer environment. But when you use virtual environment, that will help you, okay, to install that on that specific project only. So that will help that project to be isolated from other. Okay, so this is the code. So as you can see, this is our code, and you can see in our explorer there is already been created a folder named virtual environment. Okay, so let's open it, and you can see here all the scripts. Okay, so here are all the libraries, and okay, so let's close this and let's activate it. Okay, okay, so we are inside the virtual environment. Okay, so all the libraries in the near future we will be installing inside our virtual environment, and that we will be seeing that libraries over here. Okay, so let's create, not here, okay, let's create our main project. But okay, so let's start. Okay, and we first of all we are going to import all the necessary libraries for our project. For this project we only need to import the socket libraries for now. Okay, so let's import our libraries. Import socket. Okay, now let's move to our next step, which is defining the scanning function. And let's move to our core function, as it is our one of the core function. Think of these as the engine of our scanner. Okay, now let's get started. Uh, So now here, now we are going to craft a socket, which is our gateway to making a connection. Okay, so and here we are using IP version 4 and okay, so TCP connection. Okay, set out. We are setting timeout. So now, let's move to our next step. If result equals to zero. At here, what we are doing is we are indicating if result equals to zero, if it is zero, which is positive, okay, then it will show up the successful message and it will connect successfully. So, okay, let's display that message. Let's print out that message. So, print. Okay, so and it will print out this message. Okay, this will print out port is open when it is positive. Okay, so when if it is open, then it will display out this message port, and then at here it will display out the which port number. If this is, if there is port number, if there is port 1, then it will display here 1. So if there is port 2, it will follow up like that. Okay, and else if the port is not open, which is not positive, okay, which is not 0, okay, let's copy this. Okay, no need to type all the code, not responding. If the port is not open, then this message will show, which indicate that port, okay, same like that, followed by the port number, and it will provide this message. Okay, port is not responding. Okay, so and let's close this connection. Okay, so now we are done. Okay, now let's move to our next process. So while a connection, while connecting, or while you are feeding some data, there might be some exception, right? So we will be creating that exceptional handling area. Okay, so first of all, let's go and create our, this should be inside, try, this should be inside this else. Okay, so I think now it seems better. Okay, okay, accept keyboard interrupt. Okay, if there is any interruption by the keyboard, it will print the message. Okay, uh, it will print. So we want new line. Okay, let's say scan. Tip tip like the user key and the exiting. Okay, so and let's create exit. Okay, so what this code will do is, if when we want to exit that certain program, okay, so if there is any control C or anything like that, so it will execute this code and it will just terminate that program, and it will show the program interrupt, the scan interrupted by the users, and it will display out this message. Okay, and so okay, let's move to our next exceptional handling. Okay, except socket. Okay, error. Okay, let's copy this. We need this. We are not going to code it. Okay, so we will be just, if there is any possibilities to copy that code and that code might be useful, so we will be doing that. We will not be coding it and everything, that same thing. Okay, so okay, first of all, let's remove this. Okay, sorry, double shift D input. Okay, so what this code will do is, okay, so let me just highlight this code again once again. Okay, what this code will do is, okay, if there is an issue resolving the target host name or IP, that could happen if the host name is misspelled, or let's say if the DNS has some problems, so it will print out this message, okay, saying host name could not be resolved. Double check the input. Okay, so let's create. Okay, first of all, let's make this window and let's move above. Let's create again. Let's create again another exception. Okay, so okay. Or let's copy this again and let's paste this again. Let's remove this. It's okay. Okay, it's fine. So okay, let me first highlight this code. So uh, this code here is a catch-all for other socket-related error that might occur during the connection attempt, and it prints a message that indicates that there was issue connecting to the specific port. Okay, so it then continues with the scan instead of terminating the program entirely. Okay, so let's move to our next step, that is creating the main function, and let's say it's a captain of our ship. Okay, the main function. Now let's define the let's define it. Now what we'll be doing is we will be asking the users for the input, target, IP, and domain. Okay, so try target. Okay, target equals to, let's see, IP or domain. Now let's try. Now we will be collecting the port ranges and timeout from all the users. Okay, not all the users, from the users. Okay, so start score port. First we will be using integer. We'll be using value, integer value. Okay, Mm, integer root. Okay, so utility starting port number. And okay, what will this do is the starting point for the port numbers from which the scanning will begin. Okay, at here. Now let's copy this. We are going to use it again, and let's create this another for our timeout, and let's rename this start port. This is input, and this to our get time out. Yes, so first of all, starting to, okay, and ending port number, and here. Okay, for time we won't be using any integers. We will be using float, as we can use that in second. We will be using the input in second, so we will be using float. Okay, enter the, so let's just remove this into, okay, for more specific, let's do this. Let's enclose this in the bracket. So okay, let me go through it. Okay, so first of all, this start port. Okay, uh this starting port number is from which this scan will begin, and this is the ending port number where the scan will stop. Okay, and this is the amount of the time in the scanner should wait for each port to receive. Okay, and okay, let's move on. Right. Set value error. We will return this. And to our next step, what we will be doing is we will be coding to notify the users about the start of this scan. Okay, so let's go. Let's print out. Okay, let's use print. Mm, Target from port start port. For port in range start port and port plus one. Okay, so what this will do is, okay, what this specific code will do is, after scanning the port by providing the inputs, okay, it will display continuously by the number one. Okay, not number one, it will display continuously. Okay, so if there is port 1, port 2, and port 3, if we go from port 1 to port 10, then it will go serially port 1, 2, 3, 4. That will scan like that. Okay, now let's print out the sign of message. Thanks for using our port scanner. Stay tuned. Please stay tuned. As after this, what we will be doing is, this is just the CLI version. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will be creating a GUI version in our next part with more graphical user interface with modern and retro style. And then not only that, we will be adding more features like, okay, let's say we'll be adding our icons, and we will be doing exporting the data to a specific folder. We can see that folder and a lot more. Okay, just stay tuned. Okay, now next step is to run the script. Okay, to wrap it up, this code will ensure that we run the script, everything set into the motion. Okay, so okay, let's return to the global. If to execute. Okay, so I think we have done it. Let's try it if everything goes well or not. Let's open our terminal. So okay, there is no errors. We have successfully executed this program. First of all, let's try. Okay, very keynote thing. Okay, so while using the port scanner, you are only allowed to use port scanner in specific authorized domain or authorized IP addresses. If you are going to use that IP, sorry, port scanner on everyone or unauthorized, let's say domain or IP or unauthorized networks, so that might be considered illegal. Okay, so be very careful on which network you are going to use it, And if you going to use on that specific network, just take the permission and authority from them. Okay, for this demo purpose I'm just going to use Google. Okay, that's not a good way. I don't have any permission to do that, but just for the sake of demonstration I'm going to use it. And later on we will be using a lot of other sites which allow us to do some port scanning, which allow us to do some tests. Okay, so now just we'll using Google to test if our this script runs or not. Okay, so starting port number, I want to scan from port number 1 to port number, let's say 20. And the time value, okay, I just want to use it 1 second for each. Okay, so it seems there is some issues. So let's go in line 42 main. Okay, so name error, name target is not defined, determine target. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so here it's tiger. Let's go tiger. Okay, let's save it and let's run it. Okay, if it gives error. Okay, first of all, let's terminate it. Let's clear it. Let's make our window a little bit more bigger. Okay, and let's zoom in. Okay, so here we are. Let's run this. Okay, so enter the target IP domain .com, and if I want to scan from port 1 to port 20, just in case it's just for test purpose. Okay, in test I just want to use 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, we can see this script is running to perfectly fine. The script scanning Google from port 1 to port 20, and it's giving us let's say the message as well as. Okay, so here it is, the last. Here you can see scan complete. Thanks for. Okay, so please don't mind the spelling. Okay, we can use that. We can just correct that spelling and scan complete. Okay, so just we have entered from port 1 to port 20 to scan, and we can see it that's already done. Okay, let's again try exceptional handling, if that works fine or not. Okay, we just created that to handle some exception, like if there might be some, if we want to terminate our program while it's still running. Let's see if that works or not. Okay, that one I just want to do from port. Let's do from port 20 to port 30. Okay, it started. Okay, it started from port 1. Okay, I just pressed control. Okay, so okay, that's working perfectly fine. Okay, scan interrupted by the users. Okay, so this is it for now. Okay, so in this part 1 of our port scanner, in this tournament we have delivered into the inner working of our scanner with the command line interface. If you want this insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more exciting tech tutorials, as well as more projects on cybersecurity related stuff. And stay tuned for part 2, which we will be taking out soon, and we will be modifying our port scanner into the next level. We will be creating a graphical user interface and a lot more features as well as. So stay tuned and thank you.